everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down an absolutely jaw-dropping Group D survival clash that went down at Levi's Stadium. And guys, this game was fundamentally altered in less time than it takes to tie your shoes. Seriously. This wasn't just a regular football match. It was pure, unadulterated drama. We've got a lightning-fast strike, heroic defending, and a highly controversial referee decision that literally made global headlines. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. 64. That is the exact number of seconds it took from the referee blowing the opening whistle for this game to completely explode. Just picture it. The fans are barely finding their seats, right? The players are just getting a feel for the pitch, and then boom, out of nowhere, the entire dynamic of the match shifts in an instant.
That 64-second stunner absolutely shocked the Santa Clara crowd. Clocking in at exactly 1 minute and 4 seconds, this strike completely shattered the previous tournament benchmark. It comfortably beat Saibari's 70-second record to become the absolute fastest goal of the 2026 World Cup. I mean, it's the kind of moment that completely redefines how teams have to mentally prepare for the opening minutes of a match.
Part 1. The high-stakes clash, survival in Group D. Now, what's really interesting here is the massive pressure both teams were under. There was absolutely zero safety net. For the loser, it meant total elimination from the tournament. On one side, you've got Paraguay, who were desperate for a bounce back. They were reeling from a heavy 4-1 defeat to the USA, so they brought this gritty, desperate underdog spirit to the pitch. And on the flip side, you have Turkey's heavily favored golden generation. We're talking a star-studded squad with massive names like Arda Güler and Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Led by Vincenzo Montella, they were the media darlings, but they were also trying to recover from a stunning 2-0 loss to Australia. So literally all the pressure was on Turkey to perform. Moving on to Part 2. The 64-second stunner. So, with those massive stakes set, the game kicks off with a quick, decisive pass sequence from Paraguay. Suddenly, the ball finds its way to midfielder Matías Galarza, who's positioned way past midfield. And instead of looking for a safe pass to just build some possession, Galarza unleashes this ferocious, completely unexpected power drive, an absolute rocket aimed straight for the top corner. It literally left Turkey's goalkeeper, Uğurcan Çakır, with zero reaction time. There was no elaborate build-up here, no intricate 10-pass sequence to carve open the defense. It was just sheer, raw, individual brilliance. A full-power drive that completely shell-shocked the Turkey fans before they even had time to settle into their seats. Just like that, it's 1-0 Paraguay, practically in the blink of an eye. Part 3. The bizarre red card, history at 45+3. Okay, let's slow things down a bit because while Turkey frantically pushed back for the rest of the half, the real drama hit right at the very end. Let's walk through the exact timeline of this controversy. We're in the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time, 45+3. Turkey's Mert Mulder commits a foul on a Paraguay player. What follows seems like a pretty standard post-foul altercation. Players come together, tempers flare a bit, and veteran Paraguay midfielder Miguel Almirón confronts Mulder. But as Almirón speaks, he visibly covers his mouth with his hand. Mulder immediately appeals to the official. The Salvadoran referee, Ivan Barton, halts play, goes over to consult the VAR monitor, and then comes back to issue a shocking, direct red card to Almirón. The entire stadium just erupted in absolute disbelief. So the crucial point here is understanding exactly why this happened. For the 2026 World Cup, FIFA actually introduced a brand new regulation. If a player deliberately covers their mouth during a dispute or altercation to prevent lip reading by the referee or an opponent, it is automatically deemed insulting or offensive language. And the punishment for that? A direct red card. With this single decision, Miguel Almirón became the first player in world football history to receive a World Cup red card for this exact offense. Unsurprisingly, this moment immediately sparked a massive global debate. On the pro-rule side, supporters argue that it ensures sporting transparency and strictly prevents the kind of hidden verbal abuse that has frankly plagued the game for years. But on the anti-rule side, critics argue it's dangerously subjective. They claim it's deeply unfair and severely punishes actions that could just be a nervous habit or entirely unintentional. Regardless of where you personally stand on the rule, the reality on the pitch was that Paraguay was now down to 10 men for an entire half of football. Part 4. 10-man defensive heroics. 45 minutes of survival. This red card dramatically shifted the narrative for the second half. Paraguay, now a man down, had to survive a massive onslaught to protect their fragile 1-0 lead against a desperate Turkey side. And guys, onslaught is definitely the right word here. Turkey completely dominated the ball, holding a staggering 65+% possession in the second half. They were continuously throwing everything they had forward, attacking relentlessly with stars like Güler, Yildiz, and Çalhanoğlu. But Paraguay found an absolute unsung hero in their goalkeeper, Orlando Gill. He put on a total masterclass between the posts to keep Turkey at bay. I mean, he was firing through massive saves left and right. He made a spectacular diving save on a direct free kick from Çalhanoğlu. He brilliantly deflected a really dangerous curling effort from Güler. And incredibly, in the final agonizing moments of the match, he produced a phenomenal one-on-one match-winning save against Yildiz. But we have to acknowledge it wasn't just the keeper putting in the work. The outfield players, particularly Cubas, Villasanti, and Sanabria, put in a monumental, tireless defensive shift. They were literally throwing their bodies on the line, ensuring every single tackle and block counted. They had to survive that incredibly heavy pressure as the clock painfully ticked down to the 90th minute.
Section 5. Final Standings and Fallout.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer emotion of the sport. Because when that final whistle finally blew, the entire Paraguay bench stormed the field in absolute jubilation. They had actually survived. Looking at the final Group D standings, the USA sits at the top as the clear winner with 6 points. Paraguay, despite playing with 10 men for half the game, grabs 3 crucial points to keep their knockout dreams alive as a major contender, tying them with Australia. But at the bottom, the harsh reality sets in. Turkey, with 0 points, is officially eliminated.
The fallout for Türkiye is just incredibly severe. This highly touted, world-class golden generation was eliminated staggeringly early. I mean, to leave the tournament with 0 points and 0 goals across 2 matches is a colossal disappointment for them. And naturally, this leaves some incredibly heavy questions hanging over manager Vincenzo Montella's future with the national team. But as we wrap up this explainer, I want to turn it over to you. That historic red card is going to be talked about for years. Looking at the situation, is FIFA's new mouth-covering red card rule fair in its pursuit of transparency, or is it fundamentally unfair and way too subjective? It's a really provocative question that could reshape the very future of football regulations. Think about it and keep exploring the incredible narratives this World Cup continues to offer.